Good morning, Copers. How are you guys doing? Man, I think I forgot to update the countdown timer. And also, I was listening to Don't Damn Me by GNR this morning, the song we just heard. Original anti-cancel anthem. Axl Rose was waging a war against cancellation before the term cancellation even existed. But he was canceled many times. He was canceled for One in a Million, of course, because where he's dropping the hard R and the F slur, and he said that, you know, that's not necessarily his views. That's just kind of like a state of mind. That's just like a kind of guy who he's putting himself in that state of mind to write that song. And then he released Don't Damn Me on Illusions 1, but which also had Back Off Bitch, which he got canceled for misogyny. And also I Used to Love Her, But I Had to Kill Her, which was a joke song about putting his dog down. But there was like a moral panic about killing women because of that song. Anyway, so we're doing GNR week again. Oh, I was going to like, when I was listening to it, I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to, instead of like listening to it through YouTube and then turning it off 30 seconds in advance like I normally do because of the delay, I was like, I'll just listen to it on my monitor. And when it gets to the ending, I'll go to the camera and I'll be like rocking out to the dan. And then I realized right at the last minute, I was like, oh, I can't do that because the song only plays through that scene in OBS, and if I try to do that, it'll turn off the song. Anyway, it's GNR week again. See, what happened was my internet went out Thursday. 90 minutes into the show, my internet went out, and it was out for 2.5 days straight. I called Xfinity like a couple hours later on Thursday. It's like, okay, the internet's not coming back. This is a problem. And if you'll allow me to vent for just a moment, if you'll allow me to complain about calling or try to get help from Comcast Xfinity. So when the internet goes out, of course you reset your fucking modem. Of course that's the first thing you do. And if it doesn't work the first time, you do it again where you actually unplug it for like 30 seconds like you're supposed to, because the first time when you just unplugged it for 10 seconds didn't work, and you hold the reset button and you do all of that before you call Xfinity. Of course you do. Everybody knows that. But so when you call Xfinity, you talk to a robot, an AI voice that is like, so what's the problem? And you're like, internet. And it's like, oh, so the first thing we're going to do is unplug your modem. And you're like yelling at the robot, I did that already. Give me an agent. Give me a fucking agent. And I was yelling at it so loud that it hung up on me. It wasn't even like, sir, I can't understand you. It's just like hung up on me. And I was like, damn, the robot just mogged me. Why is this guy spelling out nonce in the... What is that? What is that? Who's a nonce? Can you clarify? I don't like that. I don't like the implication. What are you trying to say, Panzerfaust 14? Is that because I've banned you 14 times already? What's going on over here? I can't look at the chat, man. It's too distracting. So I called back. I'm like, yes, sir, let's reset the modem. You know, I don't want to get hung up again. I'm talking to the robot. I got mogged by the robot. I'm like, yes, let's do that. Let's reset the modem. So it's like, okay, we'll text you back in 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes to reset the modem, right? And the text actually came back 15 minutes later. So we reset the modem again. 15 minutes later, text comes in. Hey, did that fix your problem? Text back N. Says, okay, what can I help you with? And it gives me like a list, and it's like, I have to select internet issues. Like, how the fuck do you not know this? This is a text back. You have to log into the chat, and then it's like, what's your problem? Internet. And then it's like, I swear to God, because now I'm on a chat app that was the link in the text message, and I swear to God, it was like, all right, first thing we're going to do is reset your modem. And it took like all of my restraint not to like smash my phone when it said that. So I'm like, okay, you know, I'm like, now I'm arguing with the chat bot. I already reset it. Agent, give me it. And it won't do it. So again, reset it. Wait 15 minutes. And then the chat bot is like, you have to like keep the chat bot thing open the whole time. Then it's like, did that fix it? I'm like, no. And it's like, okay, we're sending an agent out. So that took 30 minutes. It took 30 minutes to tell Comcast that I had already reset the modem. Okay, so I know that's boring, sorry, but I had to get that off my chest. The agent came out on Saturday afternoon, and one of the connections on the house was like fucked up. So he fixed it. Really annoying because like we had that new line installed, what was it, like a year and a half ago, and it's already falling apart. Like, what is going on, man? You know, and so I had to miss the Friday show, the big payday show of my week. Not happy about that. Less upset about missing the Saturday show, but you know, now we just have more rollover. Anyway. Oh, yeah, those services, dude, don't get me started. We're moving on. There's an announcement, some good news, I think. I think you guys will like this. Something actually good for a change. We have the progress report coming back on this Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 Eastern is going to be the first episode of the progress report season 3. And we have Arvel coming to join us of Return to the Land fame. We'll be joined by Arvel, a man who's currently being hunted by Jews in lawfare. He's a man who's trying to dodge the Jews in court, Arvel. And we got another guy coming. Some of you may be familiar with. Let me just check my notes here. Yes, Jared Taylor will be joining us. So it's going to be me, Arvel, and Uncle Jared Taylor on Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific. So, you know, set a reminder or whatever you got to do. Hope you guys will join us for that one. I was hoping to make a new intro, a new 15-minute intro. You know how I do like the songs and then some quote mining from previous episodes. I was hoping to make a new one, and then I had no internet. So I'm going to see if I can try to hammer something out tomorrow, but it's hard to do that. It takes time to make those intros. But yeah, so that's happening. That'll be fun. Let's get into the news today. You know, what's funny is despite missing several days, despite not having done a show for like 3+ days here, not much is going on out there in internet land. I was like, you know, I'm always trying to find like good segments so I can make a clip for the Hypocrite channel so I can make some ad revenue. And there's not like a whole lot segment wise, despite all this time off. As you can see from the title of today's episode, it's more about what didn't happen, which is there was no explosive, at least as of yet, not a lot of momentum behind this whole Renee Good thing, which to me is just a massively overblown story to begin with. I said this, you know, and it's been several days now. Oh, and thanks Dick Tolls for the $5. I forgot to mention that, but thank you for that. Funny how your name got censored there by the filter. What are you gonna do? Yeah, Nick. I'm trying to get Nick, you know. If you guys, I don't know, man. Don't annoy him, but if you want to help, what you could do is you could super chat Nick and be like, hey, would really like to see you go on Hypocrite's show. That's what you could do if you want to help. Don't annoy him, but send him a super chat and say that. Get some, because yeah, we'll get there eventually. I'm not saying he ignored me this week. I'm not saying he didn't, but I'm not saying that. yeah, Nick, I guess he's been on a break, so probably more focused on his own thing. So right. What was I saying? Not much happened. I was going somewhere and I got distracted by the chat again. Anyway, it's coming back to me. Oh yeah, the story. It's like a non-story to me, and we'll come back to that later when we get to our Blacktivities section. But so there was a little bit, like they kind of tried to mobilize. So you had some stuff like this.
$3 if you didn't have internet. How did you upload clips over the weekend, you lazy lying grifter?
Yeah, thank you for the $3. That's funny. Actually, those are all scheduled in advance, and I was almost going to mention this, but it wasn't worth mentioning. But I was scheduled like 2 full days in advance because I was trying to clear my schedule so I could work on the progress report intro, right? So that's how it, how do you think they go out while I'm doing the show? You know what I mean? So this is Only Put. This is the app I use to schedule my posts. And then you can see here, I'm scheduled up until 3 p.m. today. Just enough time to get done the show. Because I lost 2 days. You know, I try to get it more. I'm working hard this year. I told you guys that 2026 is the year that I am doing my full Sigma grind. But I got fucked. I got ass fucked in the first week. Pardon my French, but life is just ass fucking me in my first week of Sigma grind. Pardon my French. No. You know what's funny is I was thinking like I was
sent $5 Devon Stack is getting for being 100% correct on this Renega debate. I've noticed we have emotionally stunted people in our country. Very blackpilling.
I'm surprised by some of the people. I don't want to name names, but I am surprised by some of the people who are doing this moral fagging. Whatever. No, I was like frustrated. You know, I'm feeling sorry for myself. I lost like $400, maybe $600 because I couldn't do my, you know. Thank you, Cat Respecter. Trade roll. So I was frustrated, and then I saw a story about Joel Davis, who's been in like jail for like 6 weeks over a Telegram post. It's not, I shouldn't laugh, but you know what I mean? Sometimes you see shit and it puts it in perspective. You're like, oh, this guy has been in jail for 6 weeks, like you literally just being like abused by the system. You know, I missed Christmas, muted. You guys are killing me. Missed Christmas, muted. Missed like the birth of his child, I saw people saying. That's crazy. You know what I mean? I'm mad, and I'm like angry at God because I lost 2 days of internet. Not really, but you know what I mean? Like it, you know what I'm saying? Anyway.
Names. Jack Shields 一重引用 reaction was pathetic. Frankly. Not saying you have to dance on your grave, but have a spine.
Yeah, Jake. So I really don't like to like do the whole infighting thing. So I just mostly ignore people, or I try to like, but yeah, the whole white nationalists are happy this white woman. It's like, yeah, we're racist, but that doesn't mean we think that like people with white skin are incapable of doing wrong. You know what I mean? Like it's such a weird misunderstanding of what it means, what it means to be a racist white nationalist. I don't think Arvel's actually being sued. I think he's just being threatened at this point. I was just trying to hype up the guy. He's being hunted by Jews. I don't know. Maybe not really. Maybe not literally in Minecraft or whatever. It wasn't just Jake Shields. Dan Bilzerian was on that kind of thing. It's this weird, like, the police are Zog bots, so you have to be against the police or else you like love Jews. It's weird, man. I honestly don't get it. It's kind of demented. Morgoth was kind of kvetching about, the performative cruelty or whatever of the online right. And, look, man, people are going to shitpost and be offensive. It's not necessarily like tasteful, but it's a false equivalence to compare it to Charlie Kirk. Oh, you didn't like it when they were making fun of, it's like, yeah, Charlie Kirk was murdered in cold blood by a fucking crazy person. This woman, I'm sorry, but she won a Darwin Award. She shouldn't have been there.
She sent $10 on Rumble. I don't normally get to watch Cope live, but I'm happy to be here with you today, LP.
Thank you, Pigger Nussy. Thank you, Pigger Nussy, for the $10. Appreciate that. Anyway, so everything, we've had several days now to marinate on this whole thing, and my initial reaction, I would not retract or change anything. Even if there's this argument that the guy didn't have to shoot. That's like what they're saying now. This is kind of the hill they've retreated to. Well, he didn't have to do that. And even in so much as that is true, whatever, Darwin Award, she didn't have to be there. In fact, she didn't have to make like 1,000 terrible life decisions that all led up to that moment. You know what I'm saying? Don't compare it to Charlie Kirk. It's not even close. It's not even remote. It's an offensive comparison for you to compare a woman who has decided to go out and fuck with federal law enforcement agents. She's like, today I'm going to go out and I'm going to find armed men doing their job, and I'm going to try to impede them from doing their job, and I'm going to ignore their lawful, et cetera, and then I'm going to hit one of them with my car. That's an incredibly offensive comparison. You want to compare that to a guy who is like hosting an open forum, an IRL call-in show. You want to compare those things. That's stupid. There's white people were murdered by black people, and we're going to get to that. We're going to do a little Blacktivity segment today. That to me is 1,000 times more offensive and outrageous than what happened to this woman. Okay? So again, not to make it about Jake Shields or Dan Bilzerian or anything, but you have white people being murdered by black people randomly. Okay, keyword random. White people minding their own fucking business. They're out riding the bus or they're gardening, as we're going to see in one of these stories, and they just get murdered by an insane psychopathic scholar, and you got no tweets about that, but you have time to chastise people who just don't give a shit that some literal like stage 10 shit lib weirdo got murked because she was doing some absolutely retarded shit that she shouldn't be doing. Come on, guys. Come on. All right, sorry. I didn't mean to go off on a big rant this morning, but that's how it is. Anyway, let's look at what did happen here. Most of these videos are like a couple days old at this point because it's sort of already died down. Now, Nick Sortor did get into like a scuffle, a kerfuffle, which we're going to look at here, but that was kind of like the main story in terms of the fallout of the last few days. But so here we have like another video where these women were tailing ICE agents, and the ICE agents like issued a warning like, hey, you're making some decisions that are going to lead to like ruining your life, and maybe you shouldn't do that.
If I continually see you following us, interfering with us, honking your horn, blocking our cars, you have a very high probability of making a really bad decision and being arrested today, okay?
I think I'm making exactly
I'm not.
the right decision.
Oh, then why are you giving her a warning?
I'm giving her a warning to not interfere with what we're doing, to not make a bad decision today and ruin your life.
She's a legal observer. I hate these people so, dude. I hate these people. I'm sorry it's wrong, but is it even wrong? I don't know. These people are not my private enemies. They're my public enemies. This is like, we're at war. This is a war. These people, they are there to impede and obstruct, and they hide behind that we're just here to observe. And it's dishonest, and it's weasel behavior. I hate weasels. So I hate that. We all know what you're doing. You're trying to stop, you're trying to protect, you know, these 65 IQ Somalis or Mexicans or whoever who don't give a fuck about you, actually genuinely hate you and just want your money. And you're not even honest about what you're doing.
Whoa, bad
Okay,
decisions.
thank
That's
you.
funny coming from you.
Okay, alrighty. Thank you. Have a good day.
I hope you have a terrible day.
Okay, thank you.
You know, and he's doing her a favor by giving her a warning. He's doing her a favor. Vortac.
Watch out, it's slippery.
Yeah, there's a lot of ice around here.
Honking and whistling. Just obnoxious human beings with their little whistles. Their honks and their whistles. Get a life.
You know, if we
I'm whistling. The 38-year-old whistler.
continue to have you follow us, okay? Have fun.
They all have the
Don't
same
make a bad
phenotype.
decision today.
These white women, these chubby ass, they're all chubby. You notice that? You notice how they're all overweight? I could elaborate on that, but I don't think it's necessary.
What is illegal is stopping people unconstitutionally.
Don't interfere.
I was going to say something else, but I lost it. More anti-ICE leftists in Portland seen trapping and blocking in ICE agent cars with their vehicles while begging others to help.
Grug's friend-enemy distinction becomes nons versus whites, comma, full stop. It's obviously not this simple.
Yeah, and look, man, I'm the first person, like, I genuinely, I do feel bad for these people in a way when I see them. When I see like these TikTok videos of these annoying leftist freaks, I genuinely do feel a sense of pity because I know how mind raped they are. And I know they're miserable. None of these people are happy. The closest they can get to any sense of contentment is through medication. They're absolutely miserable people. They're self-loathing, but they're in denial about their self. This ties into the fat thing. They're self-loathing because of reasons like that, because they're fat, because they're lazy, because they're childish and selfish, and their dependence on the state, dependence on their parents in many cases, et cetera, they don't respect themselves. And so then all this social justice thing is like a way to try to compensate for, you know what? So long story short, I feel pity, but at the same time, you got to recognize that some of these people are just not going to make it. Like you want a civil war? Well, guess what? Some of these people are going to have to die. You know, in Minecraft, hypothetically, I'm not saying to do violence. I'm saying hypothetically, if push ever came to shove, which it won't, but if it did, these people would kill you. They would be trying to kill you if it came to that. Okay, that's just that. I don't like that. That's how it is, but that's the tough reality. Okay, that's the hard pill to swallow. These white people would want you to die, and they think it's funny. I do feel pity. I do. I'm not even saying that as like a virtue. Like, that's a genuine reaction I have a lot of the times when I see this stuff. And I want to try to save as many of these people as we can, but we're not going to save them all. That's just a fact. So there's no point crying about it.
We can play. My car's bigger than yours. Ice! It's ice! Please help me record. Get behind them if you have a car. If you have a car, please pull
Mr. Bliss
behind
Chilling
them. It's
sent
ice.
$3. These white women adopted the idea immigrants rather than having / caring for their children.
Yeah. You know, and they're like virtually all atheists too, you know, like they just have just totally messed up priorities. But part of the reason I feel pity, and it's the same, I feel the same way when I see like homeless people, which we have our fair share of here in Olympia. You know, I go out in public, I see homeless people. It's not that I don't recognize their own bad decisions, but it's like that could have been me. You know what I mean? There, but for the grace of God go I. In some ways, I was just lucky that things shook out the way I did, that I was able to snap out of it and get my stuff together.
Ice! Can you pull behind them? It's ice! They're trying to kidnap people. Please pull behind them. Please pull behind them and park, please.
Here we go, David Smith. Yeah. Yep. Why don't we look at polls of Christians? I'm not taking the bait. I'm not doing it. This is why I got to make the pagan video though. Even though I've put it off for like 3 months, I eventually, again, I lost like 2 days because of the internet, but this is the kind of thing I'm working so hard scheduling posts in advance so I can get that off my plate. God bless Mr. Bliss Chilling, who's making the clips, and he's doing an amazing job and taking that off my plate so I can try to do this kind of extra stuff. But I lost 2 days right out the gate. I'm really annoyed at that.
Please park behind them. Can you put your car behind them, please? It's ice.
These are domestic terrorists, okay? Maybe not in the strictest sense of the term, of like they're not doing real violence per se, but they're trying to, like, you know, it's domestic. Like, here's the thing, right? If you like blow up a power plant, or you sabotage without killing anybody or hurting anybody a power plant, that's domestic terrorism, right? It's the very same goal here. The goal is to make the government not functional.
Put your car there. They're gonna move. Hurry, please. Hurry.
And people, you know, they call J6 an insurrection. And in a sense, that was also to disrupt the government. But I think a key difference is that was like a 1-day riot, right? Whereas this is an ongoing campaign. This is not like an emotionally charged thing. I mean, they're very emotional, but you know what I mean? There's no coming down for these people. After J6, the right didn't continue attacking the government and trying to disrupt it every way they could. It was like a one-day thing.
Park your car sideways, please. Hurry.
And not for nothing, but that election was stolen. So the J6 rioters were not delusional the way they've been portrayed. They actually had a very real grievance, as real as any grievance the left has ever had.
Unharad Celtic sent $6 on Rumble. Not Good and her wife were /are race traitors. Active enemies. They were obstructing the arrest of an illegal alien child. Them all. Unwhite.
Yeah. There's a word that comes after child in that sentence for anybody not looking at the screen. You're not wrong.
Standard sent $20.
Yo.
Happy New Year LP and Copers. Let's start Monday off right. Here's some dollar to make up for internet outage.
The Vanga bus is coming. What's the other one? Okay, Eiffel 65. Is that the I'm Blue? Is that the one we just listened to? Or what's the Eiffel 60? There's one. They do the blue. I Am Blue. Yeah. There's another one. I can't, anyway, it'll come to me. No,
Dumb
not Smack.
bitches.
I wouldn't put Smack My Bitch up in that category. That was like a real techno song. This is like, we're talking pop, club, top 40 stuff.
Guys, you're not going anywhere.
Otter Geordie doing Dur Dur D'etre Bé. I have no idea what you're talking about. The Monkeys one, that is oh god, what are they called? Bloodhound Gang. You and me, baby, ain't nothing but an animal. Let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel. Yep. Better Off Alone. Mr. Bliss Chilling. That's the one I was thinking of. Oh my god, those songs got so much play in the day.
Can you guys block the road, please, so they can't get out?
These people. Anyway, like I said, these clips, this was January 8th. This stuff was like getting posted right in the immediate aftermath, and then it seems to have already died off. What is this? ICE tactical team arrests woman.
Wandering Neanderthal sent $10 in his War for Northwest Independence series. One thing Harold Covington was on the mark about was that if things ever get hot, it will fundamentally be a civil war between whites, sadly.
Well, I mean, there's no competition otherwise. You know what I'm saying? Gotta make it interesting. No, I mean, look, I don't mean to be glib. I don't think it's ever going to actually come to that. We got GTA 6 coming this year. What? Oh, you want me to go fight in a civil war? Sorry. Toy Story 5 is coming out. Do you guys even know the quality of Goy Slop that is coming out this year? Obviously, it's not actually going to come to that, but if it did, these people would happily side against their own kind. And she's fat. Surprise, surprise. guys, stop. It's, you know, again, I hate to go for the easy low hanging fruit, but it's like dealing with black people. Like they're so low IQ, they're so detached. You're in this situation where you're getting arrested by a bunch of...
Orthodoxer sent $3 just now tuning in. What happened last Friday? Did your internet go out? You were on a roll on Thursday show.
First of all, kill yourself. I'm just joking. Yes, the internet went out, as I already explained, for people who show up on time. Okay, don't appreciate the tardiness. I do appreciate the $3, but not the tard. I'm just joking. I'm just busting your balls. Is that even the real Orthodox, or is that just somebody trying to annoy me with his name? I think it's the real one. I think it's probably the real. It's not that annoying. I'm just, you know, I'm a little sensitive about the whole 2 days no internet. You're getting arrested by a bunch of armed dudes in camo, and you think it's like a negotiation. Like you think it's time to like talk. You're past the point of talking. How do you not understand this? Man. I gotta crack the whip on Allison to get her up here dust again. It's my dust allergies. Okay, this one, I'm definitely going to be running this one by Arval and Uncle Jared on Wednesday, but we'll take a little sneak peek because this one is quite telling. This one is really, to me, this is a really interesting clip.
So, I mean, I'm just walking around kind of just dayside because I was like, I don't know if it's the right thing to do. It feels kind of wrong being here in some way. I don't know why.
Why do you think, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know, like, where that stems from. Like, I mean, part of it is being, like, a white woman that I'm privileged, and I have a lot of privilege. So I feel like white tears are not always something that's helpful or necessary when black and brown people have been experiencing this for a long time. This isn't new for them, and so...
The Orthodoxer sent $3. It's the real one. Sorry, but didn't know. I'm sorry I'm late. Job started late today, and I'm just now
need your
getting
life
in.
story.
Forgive me,
Okay,
Mossif.
thank you for the $3, but we don't need your life story. I'm just busting your balls. She's like on the verge of tears. She's so conflicted. You know, I keep seeing this thing on Twitter, and I love it so much, but I can't adopt it on stream. I can't adopt it as I'll say it one time. Okay. I'm going to chance one, but it's 2 words. The first word is mind raped, and the second word is kike slave. And that is so funny to me. And it's going through my head like 100 times a day. Look at this mind raped blank slave. You know, just completely. I do feel sorry for her. Like as I was saying, there is a sense of pity, but it's also just the scale and the scope of the mind raping is just, it's something to behold. It's sort of staggering. It's sort of like, you're like, geez, they really did a number on her. They really got to her.
I don't know if that makes any sense in that way.
How did you decide that you should...
It's very important that you recognize that the blank slave is one word. Like, that's one word. And mind raped is one word. You can even skip... For the initiated, you could just say raped because everybody understands, but... Anyway. I cannot adopt that language. I just want everybody to know that it's going through my head like 100 times a day. I just want everybody to know that. Okay. It's like that meme, me and my ancestors transmitting anti-Semitism thousands of miles away for no particular reason or whatever. Meant telepathically transmitting. You know the one.
Here, are you still figuring that out?
Well, I work like 2 miles from here, so driving by, just I don't, it was like I'm here. I'm 2 miles. I can stop. So I'm.
Anyway, I don't think this needs a lot of. I don't think it needs a lot of unpacking, but like I said, we're going to go over that with Arvel and Mr. Taylor in a couple days, so I won't belabor it here.
Doubled 40 cent $5 on Rumble. These people remind me of those brainwashed stop oil retards who glue themselves to the asphalt, but somehow even more annoying.
The Orchard Under sent $3. Hey, LP, I've been really worried about you. Did your internet go out or something? Anyhow, great news. I found a newsworthy girl to go over. She needs a green card, so I think I'm going to ask for her hand in marriage.
Oh, was that like the Morty voice from Rick and Morty or whatever? Oh man, we love you, Orthodoxer. We love you, buddy. Okay, it's all good fun. That voice is just so funny, though. Open borders militants terrorizing federal immigration authorities in Minneapolis. I've never watched Rick and Morty. I've never watched even like a half an episode in my life. I've seen like maybe like some 10-second clips on Twitter. And I'm actually pretty okay with that. I don't feel like I'm missing that much. Now I'm in trouble though, because you know what? I started watching Fallout and I got sucked into that because it's actually kind of good. My standards are very low because like when I'm working, I'll either listen to music or I'll put on some shitty movie, pardon my French, on Amazon. Because Amazon has like all these like terrible low budget horror movies and the movies are so bad. But I kind of like watching bad movies in a way. But I decided to give Fallout a chance and I just got immediately sucked in because it's like such higher quality. And it's really, for a video game adaptation, it's really not bad. Anyway, I won't belabor that point either.
Fuck you! You're gonna fucking die, bitch! Fuck you!
I really like that Walter Goggins guy. He's in the other show I'm watching with Allison, Righteous Gemstones, which I'm also enjoying. I would recommend I wouldn't necessarily recommend Fallout, but it's watchable. I would recommend Righteous Gemstones. It's pretty good. I was worried it was going to, like, the whole thing was just going to be like brutal mockery of Christianity, but it's not really like that. The characters are actually like kind of well-rounded by comedy standards. I don't remember. I watched Sons of Anarchy. I don't remember him. Who was he? Walter Goggins, Sons of... The Married with Children woman was so good. Oh, he's a troon. I only vaguely remember this. It's been a long time since I watched Sons of Anarchy. Anyway, that was a pretty good show. Yeah, Katie Seagal, she's really good. Anyway, I know I'm kind of distracted because I just don't care about this stuff that much. It's sort of pathetic, the level of resistance that they're putting up, but they're screaming about killing ICE agents, in case you didn't catch it. Renee Good is the epitome of the modern day liberal white woman. 37 years old, lost custody of her 2 older children. Yeah, so I'm kind of putting together a picture of who this woman is. And by the way, little side note, that whole thing about the wife putting cigarettes out on children, that has not materialized with any kind of credible source. So it's probably bullshit. I would avoid repeating that if you care about honesty and integrity, because if it was real, we would have had some kind of source of where that came from by this point, and we don't. So that's probably just bullshit somebody made up. But everything in this tweet seems to be mostly true as far as I can tell. She was married to one guy. They had 2 kids. I believe they got divorced. I'm actually not 100% clear. And then she had a kid with another guy who then died, I believe. But she lost custody of the first 2 children, which, as people point out, is difficult to do if you are a woman. Her second husband died, and then she went insane.
$3. I'm definitely doing what that Morty guy said. Also, speaking of terrible shows, Stranger Things Season 5 was garbage. Total goy cattle show.
Yeah, I didn't watch. It's too bad. You know, I loved Stranger Things Season 1. I really loved it. It was great. It was like pure 80s nostalgia for an old Gen X boomer like me. I loved it. And then when they said they were making Season 2, I was like, oh man, why ruin it? But Season 2 was actually good, I thought. I was like, okay, well, I'm not mad they made that because it was actually good. Then Season 3 is like they started to kind of spin their wheels, and then I gave up on Season 4. I gave up like a couple. I was like, I just can't do it with this show anymore. Too much. They should have stopped after Season 1. If Season 1 was like a perfect show, everything tied up with a little ribbon, they should have just ended it there. Now I hate all of those people.
We need to open up the Compassionate Containment Camps trademark symbol now.
Thank you for the $14. Compassionate Containment Camps, TM. Thank you, Donald Ductator. You know, too many people in Hollywood don't understand about quitting while you're ahead. This is one thing Ricky Gervais was always really good at, because he made so many amazing shows, but he'd always quit after 2 seasons, or it would be like 2 seasons and a Christmas special. You know, and then they copied The Office and they made like 27 seasons. And it's like, actually, though, The Office didn't really ever really start to suck that badly. It just kind of got repetitive. It started spinning its wheels, but it's like Stranger Things. I hate all those people, and I just hate all of them. It's a shame. It's a shame. They could have quit after Season 1 and they'd all be like heroes and legends. Now I just hate them. Anyway. Lost custody of her 2 older children, fled to Canada after Trump won in 24, career as a poet. Moved to Minneapolis from Canada to fight for the rights of illegal aliens. Enrolled the only child she has custody of in Southside Family Charter School, whose mission is to put social justice first and prioritize involving kids in political and social action. Cool. Bet you that's a super normal school where they don't try to troon your kids out. Through her involvement with the
Pigger_Nussy sent $10 on Rumble. I won custody of my kid 25 years ago. It's definitely not easy to take a kid away from his mom. That dead broad must have done something real bad to lose custody.
Yeah, there's got to be like some gross negligence, some kind of horrible fuck up. You're right. You're right. Women are the default parent. That's just, you know, and I'm not even like necessarily against that. But they don't just give full custody to the man for no reason. That's for sure. We have another custody battle we're going to talk about today, but we'll get to that. through her involvement with the school, joined. So she put her kid in this social justice school, and then the crazy teachers there, got her to join Ice Watch, a national coalition of activists dedicated to disrupting ICE raids. Lost her life while obstructing ICE as a result of assaulting federal law enforcement with a deadly weapon, her car. If we want to be a serious country with law and order, anything short of outright abolishment of the 19th Amendment would be a grave half measure. Elon Musk says, the standard for a mother to lose custody of her kids is incredibly high. She would have to be putting them in serious danger for that to happen. Yeah. 101,000 likes on this tweet. Here's something interesting. An old picture of Renee Good with the caption, this is on Reddit, an actual Christian woman, Renee Good, on a mission trip in Ireland. Her name is literally Good, says the Redditor. I don't think God could have put it more on the nose if he tried. God is in parentheses, just so you know he's not actually real. I don't think the God they believe in. Anyway, look, she was normal at some point. She was even like not hard to look at some point. And then maybe it's because her husband died. Something went horribly wrong. You know, she even went to a white country to do her mission trip. And this is a quote tweet on Andy No, who found her Venmo, which apparently you can see who sent other people money. This is crazy. Why would this be public? You can't do this on PayPal. Like, if people could look up on PayPal who is sending me money, I wouldn't be in favor of that and against it. But apparently on Venmo you can. You have a feed. What? This is crazy. Okay, so, and the feed shows her mom sending her money in 2024. So when she was living as a poet, if you were wondering, and she's got a Black Lives Matter filter on the picture here, if anybody was wondering how a poet earns a living, apparently it's her mom, Donna Ganger, sending her money for the electric bill and for rent and for help, house, pizza, coffee. Those three were all in the span of, wait, hold on. This is like a month apart, and then a week later, after rent, she got electric bill. And again, this is what I'm talking about. And she sent somebody money for terrorism in 2020. So that's good. Probably a joke. Nick De Lorenzo, Renee Good sent him money for terrorism. But like, this is what I'm talking about the lack of self-respect. Like, you are a 30, how old is she? $37. So this is a year ago. You're a 36-year-old woman, and your mom is sending you your rent money on Venmo.
My white neighbor and his 22-year-old son were shot on New Year's Eve by a bleep, in the head and right above the heart. There's a GoFundMe for them, and I'm trying to help them any way I can. How can I share the story with you?
DM me on Twitter or Instagram if you have to, but much prefer Twitter, or email me at lporiginalg@gmail.com. Thank you for the $10. Yeah, I'll tweet about it. I'll even cover it on the show if it's as you say. And I mean, look, times are really tough out there. I'm not sure, maybe some people watching have had to get help. I'm not trying to say that you are like a failure and you deserve to die if you are struggling financially. It's very difficult financial times, I'm aware. My point isn't that you're a piece of shit failure if you're having money problems right now. My point is you do not address those issues by becoming a retard activist. You should have way higher priorities, not least of which I would recommend getting right with God. Okay. You know who's not going to be having money problems anytime soon? The butch lesbian wife who presumably will be the primary recipient of $1.5 million raised on GoFundMe. $1.5 million. They shut this down. It would probably be over 2 million if they left it up. They were just kind of like, oh wow, that's a lot of money, I guess. I don't know. They said that's enough. They paused donations 3 days ago. Something that's interesting is that GoFundMe does not let you fundraise it for like criminal defense. And they have this thing about how like we don't want people to make money for breaking the law, right? But so there's this weird like loophole though that if somebody else is breaking the law, you can still fundraise as long as you don't do it for their criminal defense. You just have to make sure you say it's for the family, and then you're allowed to make money for breaking the law. It's like a total loophole. Kyle Rittenhouse could have raised all of the money on GoFundMe if they just said this is to support Kyle's family in this difficult time, his mom and his sister or whatever. Then they could have raised all the money. And same with Daniel Penny.
Mark's Live sent $10 on Rumble. Renee Good was not a gay progressive. Watch more communist streams. She was a queer communist revolutionary comrade. When the communists win, her and her comrades will kill us.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, there's I don't think there's a lot of distinction between those two things, but I know what you mean. Yes, that I said she was like stage 10 shit lib. That's what I meant. This is like a woman who is very far gone, obviously. Yeah, so kind of funny how you can raise money while in the commission of a crime, as long as you frame it that it's not for like a legal defense on GoFundMe. Yeah, there is no difference. So Rodney Hinton Jr., which is a case I mentioned on the No Jumper podcast. This is the guy who his son got shot by the cops and died. And so he went out and ran over a totally different, unrelated cop with his car and killed the cop. Killed a traffic cop because he was angry at the police. And they put up a fundraiser for him on GoFundMe, and it raised like $50,000 before GoFundMe said, no, you can't do that. And then they just put up a different one that was like for his family, which I believe is still up, although it's raised less money. Hold on. Ronnie. I think they might have put it on the new one on Give, Send, Go, actually. Let's see. Fundraiser. GoFundMe. Oh, never mind. So $86,000, right? So Ryan Hinton is the kid who pulled a gun on police. This was not an up-to-date picture. You'll be shocked to learn. Pulled a gun on the police and was killed. And then his dad went out and killed a cop, and then they tried to raise money for the dad and GoFundMe banned it at like 50,000 raised. And they said, oh, let's raise money for the family instead. $86,000. No problem. So, don't ever use GoFundMe because they're a bunch of communists. Speaking of communists, but if you have to do it for some reason, make sure you just frame it as money for the family if there's any kind of legal issue involved. Okay. Nick Sortor got into it Sunday night, last night. I believe this was last night or Sunday. It's happened yesterday. He's in the heart of it. He's in Minneapolis. He's in the belly of the beast, and they surrounded his car. They vandalized his car. There was some physical altercations. This is a video of far left streamer Andrew Mercado, aka Guru Merc, who was basically going around talking about how he was trying to find these guys so he could fight them.
You know what I'm thinking of doing with my media, guys? All the right-wing propagandists harassing the fuck out of them. I'm talking tracking where they're at.
I'm going to go find right-wing guys and harass them. Streamers not implicating themselves on stream challenge. Streamer, do not criminally implicate yourself challenge.
And then just literally following them with a feed. They can't fight, so they'll have security, but that's fine.
They can't fight.
Security will have to earn their paycheck that day.
Interesting.
But I think we should just any of these right wing like Nick Shirley's, we have to follow them around.
I'm observing.
Cam Higbee, Nick Shirley, fucking the whole Antifa roundtable journalist bullshit. All of them. They need to not be able to move without the entire country in which people are against Trump know where they're at. Agenda Free reported it. Mercado Media did.
Okay. Who is this idiot? That's Guru Merc, aka
You know what I'm thinking of doing?
Andrew Mercado. Fake journalist and leftist militant Andrew Mercado threatens violence against Nick Sorter and Cam Higbee after stalking them down. His comrades surround and attack the two videographers. Let's see.
Fucking woman again, I am not fucking hit a woman. And I'm gonna help you. I don't know what. I'll get the whole fucking state down here. God. I swear to God I will. Yeah, Minnesota coming. We're not playing. Yeah. You shut up, Cam. You can come out and get some too, Cam. Oh God. Get the fuck out of here. You can come get some too.
Touch Andrew, see what happens.
See what happens.
See what the fuck happens.
You two should just get the fuck out of here. That's what you need to do. Get the fuck out of here. That's why you're pussy inside of the fucking car. Yeah, look at you, you're a fucking pussy. Yeah, you hit a woman. That's what they do, bro. They hit women, bro.
Dude, everything is so fake and performative. I don't like the word performative. I try to avoid using it because it's one of those gay buzzwords. Like, this is the world now. Two guys with cameras on like selfie sticks, with two guys with like $5,000 cameras saying, do something, pussy, do something. You're not gonna, you know what I mean? Nobody actually wants anything to happen. It's all just content. Andrew Mercado says, I should not have lost my cool tonight, no matter how tough it gets. I'm sleep deprived, managing PTSD, very little food, water, because federal agents murdered one of my fellow Minnesotans. MAGA agitators are best dealt with by ignoring them. So maybe he got the memo that publicly announcing that you're going to harass people and then showing up and being like, do something, pussy. Come on, you pussy. Get out of the car. See what happens. Maybe that's not the best idea, legally speaking. It's difficult for me as a man to watch the same few agitators go from city to city, hitting women and instigating fights. I apologize for losing my cool tonight and coming across as a different person. Nick Sorter says, lawyer up, dumb fuck. Yeah, that's the thing. Even if the cops aren't going to arrest you for that kind of rhetoric, you could get sued. You could get sued for harassment. You get sued for anything. Nick Sorter and Cam Higby just had their car surrounded and was being vandalized by rioters in Minneapolis. Is this the same one we just watched? It's a bit longer here. Let's see.
You guys just tuning in. You got Nick Sorter and Cam Higby in the Jeep here. They were both out. Nick Sorter hit a female protester. And so you got people here in Minnesota. Oh, there they go.
So the thing about hitting the female, we're going to get to that too. Spoiler alert, she's fat. In case you're wondering, yes, she is. But I don't know, like I haven't analyzed the video. I don't think you can even tell who started the altercation from the videos is the thing. So my default assumption is going to be the fat woman probably was the aggressor. I'm going to go out on a limb and say this guy with 500,000 Twitter followers probably didn't decide to walk up
Anonymous
to a woman and punch her.
One of these performative libs is going to get the Chris Rock treatment if they keep saying it to the wrong guy.
You mean the Will Smith treatment? I know what you mean. Yeah. So they pulled off. They pulled the James Field. Let's see. So there's people in front of the truck here. There's somebody literally on the hood. Does he fall off there? It's...
Hey, do you get that? Everybody get that? That's Nick.
Based in clavicular build. Clavicular manslaughter.
Oh my God. I'm fucking him up. I am so fucking him up as soon as he comes back in here. Oh.
I'm fucking him up.
My God, he's done. Nick Sorter better leave Minnesota tonight. Nick Sorter better leave Minnesota tonight, dude.
He better leave Minnesota. I'm fucking him up. The live streamer Mercado committed a felony, and maybe this is why he's like backpedaling on Twitter now. He better leave Minnesota. These are the moments leading up to Minneapolis anti-ICE rioters surrounding my vehicle, smashing my windows, and attempting to kill Cam Higby and me, says Nick Sorter. These people are genuinely just bored, you know, like, right? Do you really think this has like anything to do with Renee Good at this point? Cute. And again, in the grand scheme of things, this is not much of a story. There's like 30 people out there, roughly, it looks like. There's like 30 people out there, and they have literally nothing to do except harass these two right-wing guys that showed up. Right? If Nick Sorter and Cam Higby weren't there, they all would have gone home by now because they'd just be bored.
Get out of the way! Get out of the way!
What's that song? Teenage Wasteland. Yep, that's me. It'd be funnier if it like if there was like a freeze frame on his
Out
face
of the way!
as he was like falling off the truck. Yep, that's me. Damn, could have got stuck in the snow there. Look at the truck. Bitch. Okay, that's kind of funny. Nick Sorter was just attacked again. During the attack, federal agents deployed a massive amount of tear gas and pepper balls. This one's from Cam Higby. Now, is this the woman or because there was 2 physical altercations that happened outside the truck? Let's see here.
You only talk to women?
Okay, so here, this is a fat woman here. This is Nick Sortor here. Let's see what happens. Up in his face. Let's place bets. Who is going to put hands on who first? Do you think he's going to put his hands on her or vice versa? Oh, grabs the phone. There it is. There it is. Assault, attempted theft, mugging. Now this might seem intense for some, but if he pulled a gun out of his pocket and put it up to her gut and shot her in the gut right now, he would be morally justified in my world. I have a very, very low tolerance for criminal behavior, in case you haven't noticed, and a very high tolerance for self-defense against criminal behavior. And she'd be fine, yes, because the fat would absorb most of the bullet. Exactly. I'm not saying you should do that because you'll go to jail for the rest of your life, because we live in a narco-tyrannical state where self-defense is illegal. But I'm saying morally, from my perspective, I wouldn't have a problem with that. I'm not even like internet shit posting. I genuinely would be like, yeah, if you don't want to get shot, don't grab people's property. Serious, like 100% dead ass. You have to have a reasonable fear for your... Well, yes, that's the law. So that is... Yes. So don't do that. This isn't legal advice. This is my moral framework. My moral framework is you touch my property, you deserve to die. Okay? That's my personal moral belief. Right, so where's the punch? Because the big story is he punched her, right? Hold on, I was too busy philosophizing in my head. Let me watch again. He ripped her mask off there. She kind of punched him. I mean, she is 100% the aggressor, and I did not see, like, other than ripping her mask off, I did not see him hit her. There's kind of a push right there. It's like a nothing burger, right? That's like a get away from me. Like, he almost put his hand on her face, but you can't even tell if he did. If he did, it was not with much force at all. And then he rips her mask off, which is funny. That's just good comedic timing right there. So, I mean, in any serious country, this woman would be pursued for assault charges. She would 100% have repercussions for acting that way. if we lived in a place that had any value on law and order. Mega influencer Nick Sorter attacked a protester, proceeded to get pushed back and threw and missed the girliest punch of all time before being saved by an ICE agent. So this is the other physical altercation here. Now, let's see. Nick Sorter attacked a protester. Let's see if we can, if that's really what happened. Here's Nick Sorter and here's the protester. It's not a great angle that we're looking at this from. It doesn't look like Nick Sorter. It looks like Nick Sorter is trying to get past him, and then the guy pushes him. That's what it looks like to me. And he does like one. He does do like one of these, like get away from me, because the guy is pushing him at that point. Yeah, the guy's already pushing him. And so, these people just lie through they're just, all they do is lie. All they do is lie. Oh, and so then he did one of these too.
Stop! Back up! Do not back up! Sorry. Back up!
Man, I'll tell you, man, the internet's ruthless. If you get into a physical altercation, you better absolutely destroy the other guy. You better lay him. If it's a woman, you can't win. But if it's a guy, you better at least leave him missing a few teeth, or the internet is just going to ruthlessly mock you and call you gay. Even the left will call you gay if you don't leave the other guy bloodied on the ground crying, being like, why did you do that? Nick Sorter hits a woman. We already saw this. Nick Sorter hits a female. Nick Sorter and Cam Higbee have escalated every situation they have entered into. Nick Sorter was attacked. This is the same one too. This is a slightly longer clip. Let's see.
Back up! Do not back up! Sorry. Back up! I was just assaulted.
She's so fat. The women are all fat, bro. You are fat. Anyway. This is one of the weapons of choice leftist rioters tried to kill. Everybody's language is like, it's got to be maximum drama, you know? So they threw frozen water bottles, right? And that's attempted murder. You'd have to whip that bottle pretty damn hard to kill somebody.
Yeah, so just so everybody knows here, so you have these frozen water bottles. These are the two that you saw. They threw through. Right there and right there. Luckily, there were headrests in the way. If these things...
Put your spray paint can too.
Oh, yeah. Right here. Actually, there might be fingerprints on that one. Oh, yeah, leave that one. Actually, we need to bag that one up. But anyway.
Yeah, the cops will get right on that.
Yeah, so these are...
Just imagine walking into the police office with like a bunch of like water bottles in a like plastic bag, and they just start laughing like, oh yeah, we'll get the fucking CSA squad, or what? We'll get the forensics unit on that right away, pal. Top priority. Let me put it in my pneumatic tube and ship it right off to them.
Frozen solid. Still, hours later. And if they were to have gone through, if I would not have driven away, they would have thrown them through and they would have hit us straight in the head. And
killing us immediately.
We both may not be here but we found these in the truck later.
Like it is obviously throwing a frozen ice block at somebody is violent, and you shouldn't. And it's like it's illegal, it's violent, it's assault, it's all those things. Attempted murder? I don't know, man. Bit much, maybe. Holy crap. A lone patriot just showed up to the anti-ICE riots in Minneapolis. Federal agents took his side and pummeled a leftist to the ground who was violently intimidating him.
Okay, let's walk him out.
You ain't bouncing me, bitch.
We should go, man. We should go. Let's go.
Grab his arm.
Keep your fucking hey. This is a woman, but you will get hurt, buddy. Keep your fucking hands to yourself.
Let's go, man.
Keep your fucking hands.
We're non-violent.
Let's go.
We're non-violent.
Let's go.
Peaceful.
Let's go.
Let's
go.
Hey,
let's go.
Patriots, get out of here. We need some backup, boys. We need some backup, boys. This is peaceful.
We're peaceful. We're peaceful.
Hands off.
We're peaceful.
Walk away.
We're peaceful, she says, as she invades his personal space and puts her hands on him. Like, you can't do, God, these people are so detached. They don't know the basic law.
Everyone talks tough, but it always comes down to who can call the police the hardest. Everyone is gay.
So real.
Back up. Everybody back up. Don't hurt anybody.
Should just stay home and be a keyboard warrior like me.
Don't hurt anybody and there won't be a problem.
That's what we're trying to do.
Don't assault people. See this, guys? We will not back down. We will not surrender. These people will not continue to intimidate us in our country. The storm is here. When we come one, we go all. No one can stop what is coming.
This guy's got Jake Lang energy too. And everything is like, again, it's that word, perform it. You know what I mean? Yes. Okay. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. There's just something about all of this. All of it is fake and gay, you know? Like, again, my general reaction to the killing of Renee Good is apathy more than anything. I do hate these leftist retards. I get where that emotion is coming from. I don't know, man. I don't know. There's something about these public stunts that just feels. It doesn't feel genuine, you know what I mean? I would like to get hyped up, but I just kind of cringe if I'm being honest with you. If I'm being totally honest with you, I just kind of cringe when I see this.
Get here, guys. We need you in Minnesota. These people are fucking terrorists. These people are terrorists.
And
they hate our...
They don't need you in Minnesota. ICE has it under control. Okay, these guys, Border Patrol, the guys in camo who work for the federal government, they don't need you. They don't. You're not needed. Okay, I'm sorry, but they don't need you. They really don't. You're probably a hindrance more than anything. You're just one more guy they have to look after and watch over.
Our country, they hate everything we stand for.
Who's we?
The people that are watching.
What do you stand for? What do you stand for?
I'm sure they appreciate the moral support, but you don't have to like do all this, is all I'm saying.
What do you stand for?
Oh, really? Oh, really? Oh, what a pretty guy.
This is Concord land. This is Concord land, buddy.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
This is Concord land. Patriots, get out here. We need to back up. Answer yourself or you're gonna get hurt today, all right? We executed one of you yesterday. We executed one of you yesterday.
That's right. It's all for the updoots.
You understand that?
Don't cover him. Don't feed the trolls. Don't feed the trolls.
Fat. Another woman, and she's fat. What are the odds?
Don't give them.
See, if we had a real academia, if we had a real inquiring minds, they would be looking into the correlation between social justice activism and women being fat. And they would be trying to unpack that link. But we're not a serious country. Check the men and see if they're circumcised. I should be the czar of science. That's what I should be. I should be the guy who decides what studies get funded. Hey, what are you gonna do in the communist utopia or whatever? You know, what are you gonna do in Based World? What will your job be in Based World? I'm gonna be the science czar, and I'm gonna be deciding. First of all, we're gonna do a longitudinal study on school shooters and circumcision and the connection between the two. That's number one.
Just talking to white supremacists. Do not give him your attention. Do not give them attention.
You guys keep playing stupid games. You're
Do not feed the troll.
Everybody talks about school shooters being on SSRIs. Nobody talks about whether or not they have a foreskin.
You guys will continue to be killed if you keep trying to harm these men. Don't you understand
Feed the trolls.
Spectacle, pointless spectacle. Hold on. Yeah, I was gonna do this Jake Shields no, hold on. Where is this? Okay, not Jake Shields. Jake Lang. I tried to get to this. I was gonna do this on Thursday, and then I lost my internet. So we're just gonna do the short version of a couple of these clips here. This is from the APAC march that happened like a week plus ago at this point. It's old news, but I wanted to cover it.
Go back, APAC, go back. That's the APAC building right there. White Christian men are not going to sit around while you turn our children into a bunch of nigger lovers.
We're going the wrong way. Where are we going?
Simple. I was just showing them the APAC building on my screen.
But, guys, we'll see you in Minnesota, January.
I didn't even realize he was in this, but yeah, these guys.
17, be there. If you guys are watching this,
that's the same guy.
Inspired, show up. We need your help. These people are inspired. The more
Who is
they
that
see,
guy?
fight back, guys.
Is he related to Jake Lang? I wonder if they're related, because I was watching the other video and I said Jake Lang because he reminds me of him. Maybe he's just picking up the mannerisms.
We'll see you January 17th. Thanks.
Go back.
But so you have Jake Lang throwing up a Roman salute and then saying to APAC, we're not going to let you turn our kids into a bunch of nigger lovers. Okay, based. I don't have the based clip. I got to get my soundboard all up to date somehow. I got to figure out the video to sound. Anyway, fucking based. What to make of this? I mean, so I don't know, man. Here's the thing is like, he's not wrong, right? Jews run Hollywood. They have a big influence on the media everywhere and also public education. They just have an outsized influence on these things. And they have created this culture where white people worship black people. So that's what he's getting at when he says that in the most blunt way possible. He's not wrong. It's not exactly necessarily APAC who's doing that, actually, but APAC is like a poster child for world Jewry. And so in that sense, sure, yes. So I mean, I still don't really know what to make of Jake Lang, but if nothing else, it shows that he understands the grievance. He understands the grievance, okay? I don't know how else to put it. I wish more people, and I'm not saying you need to put it in the most provocative, offensive way you possibly can, but I wish more people understood this point and were willing to say it. Viva Frey had a little kvetch on Twitter. He says, I had to privately ensure that this video was authentic before commenting. I thought it might have been AI. I am unfortunately disappointed that it is not. I have known Jake Lang for about 4 years. I have followed him through his January 6th persecution. I have advocated for his pardon despite the violent nature of the charges against him. I regret nothing and I apologize for nothing. A great injustice was inflicted upon Jake, and I think he bears the scars of that injustice. That said, this is not behavior that I will have anything to do with, directly or indirectly, actively or passively. You know, cry me a fucking river. This is the thing. The reason I said, like, you don't have to do this is because it, in the most offensive, provocative way, is because people will kvetch and they'll use it as an excuse to say, oh, you are now persona non grata. You did a no-no. You did the no-no hand sign and you said the no-no word. So now you are like deplatformed. You're shadow banned now. Right? The reason to not do it isn't because it's wrong. It's because you have to deal with this shit if you do it. And like that's the real question though. Okay, if we forget about the Nazi salute, is he wrong when he talks about the Jewish media influence and the effects that it has on children, you know? Is he wrong? I do not know what Jake's motivations are. I would like to give him the benefit of the doubt and operate on the basis that he is a broken man as a result of what was done. This is what I mean. Okay. Is he a broken man or is he actually just correct? Is he actually just correct? By the way, you may as well just embrace NatSoc, National Socialism. We may as well just all start throwing up Romans all the time, quite honestly. You know, Corey Mahler made a really great point, which is that National Socialism and the swastika is like the only thing that our enemy can't co-opt, right? When what he means by that is they can co-opt the Republican Party and they can make the Republican Party Zionist and gay and pro-trans and everything, you know, anti-racist, etc. And they can take whatever your movement is and they can subvert it, but they can't take that because that is what is evil in their religion. I can't really explain it, but it makes sense to me. I get what he's saying when he says that. Whatever legitimate political grievance exists, this type of behavior specifically diverts and distracts from a legitimate criticism. The ultimate irony is that the very same people Jake thinks he is courting with this behavior will never accept him as one of their own and will turn on him a dime. Yeah, that's because Jake is ethnically Jewish. That's what he means. So is Viva Frey, for the record. Yeah, that's a big red flag, obviously. And, you know, maybe this is Jews trying to subvert National Socialism. Having said that, maybe they will try to subvert it. But it could never happen at scale. I still just don't know what to make of Jake Lang, but I'd be lying if I said stuff like this doesn't help me trust him a little bit more. That's my read. Maybe I'll eat those words. But the more the more I hear from Jake Lang, the more he seems kind of like genuinely for the cause. I do have one big question about him, though, which is where does his money come from? Yeah, he's Jewish. There's like an old picture of him kissing the wall. He's Jewish. He's Jewish. He is a Jew. But as I was saying, everything about him seems like he is for the cause. He seems like a genuine Christian. And like, this is going to be my take. And this is like incredibly rare. And I wish I could think of that one example. I think that when a Jew genuinely becomes a Christian, they stop being a Jew. I know that people are going to groan and think that that's like sucker shit, and I understand why. The thing is that this applies to like 0.01% of Jewish converts. I'm not saying every Jew who calls himself a Christian. I'm saying genuine converts, which is like maybe 1 out of 10,000. They basically stop being a Jew. There's a really good example. I don't know the guy's name, but they talk about him in the Stone Choir podcast. It was like, I'm going from memory now. It was like, I think it was in the first episode of the Septuagint thing, which I've only listened to once, but they talk about how like, I think, was it in France? They gathered up all the Talmuds and they burned the Talmuds. And then...
Asterisk, toll sent $5. Next step of white identity politics is to be strictly pro-white instead of just pointing out what we hate. What we hate doesn't define who we are and set us apart as a distinct group. Lots of PPL hate blacks. No one else.
Yes. No, you're right. And that's why I like to do white people posting W's, and I like the edits and what have you. And God bless the editors. God bless the people who make the Hyperborea edits, because you're right. It has to be more than just what we don't like. You're absolutely right. Anyway, I'm not going to belabor the point. I'm not going to convince anybody. Maybe I'll go back and listen to that article or that episode and talk a little bit more about the guy I'm thinking of. I think Stone Choir, I think they said they identified 3 in all of history. They identified 3 genuine Jewish converts, right? And Jesus is obviously an example, right? Like Jesus was a Jew, but he wasn't really a Jew because anyway, enough about that. Moving on. My big question about Jake Shields is, where does his money come from? Because he pays me to repost him, and he pays Garbage Human, and he pays a bunch of other people. And he's kind of like burning money, which you either have to be rich to do that, or it has to be somebody else's money. I think I might just straight up ask him. Like, I might just message him on Telegram and be like, yo, where's the money coming from? Just see what he says. And then here you have this clip also in which he addresses the Fed allegations to some degree. He talks about this.
Armie Dillon messaged or tweeted saying that she was looking for
information. Oh, sorry, did I say Jake Shields again? Yeah, I meant Jake Lang.
On your Dearborn thing.
Yes.
Did you ever contact the Trump DOJ
I see. It's
that?
tough for me because I have this statement that I made, which is completely true, that I've never been in contact with any federal authority. So I'm like stuck between a rock and a hard place. I'm like, how do I start working with DHS for my own, because the fucking Yemenis, 1 million of them came out into the streets. They want to kill me. I have a fatwa on my head. So I'm like, how do I maintain my integrity as like just a man of the people, has no contact with the federal government? But I also desperately need DHS to make a statement saying that the Houthis and their fatwa that they placed on my head will not be stood, that American citizens exercising our rights will not be, subject to Muslim murder rituals. So I'm trying to navigate how I can.
Jake will be free. Look, man, I'm on the fence. I'm not endorsing him yet. I'm just saying I've been watching him for a while and I haven't seen anything really. Whatever the subversive part is, I'm still waiting for it to drop, is all I'm saying.
I'd go and
people say that, like, oh, well, if you go to his protests, you'll wind up on a list or whatever that means. But it's like, these people aren't getting arrested.
Said, like, I have hundreds of thousands of death threats in my DMs. In order to deal with that.
No, he was at APAC for this one. This was at APAC. Look, I'll show you the top of the Ford Fisher. Pardoned January J6er Jake Lang held a Crusader rally outside APAC. He was doing a bunch of anti-Muslim ones. And then people like me kept saying, I don't know, man, this anti-jihad stuff seems like a distraction. And it must have got to his head because then he went to APAC and threw up Romans. So do with that what you will. But this is at the APAC HQ.
Exercising our rights will not be, subject to Muslim murder rituals. So I'm trying to navigate how I can not go and sit, like, I have hundreds of thousands of death threats in my DMs. In order to deal with them, I would need to walk into an FBI building and, like, give them a printout of these. But I don't fucking trust the FBI. They destroyed my life. They raided our homes. They raided Mar-a-Lago. So I'm trying to navigate this ability of, now that I'm a national figure and I have these death threats from literal, there was a million.
You know, I get why people are sketchy, and maybe you're right to be, but this guy also did like 2 years in jail for J6, you know, so he's also like paid a price that's beyond what any of us or most of us have paid. So it is worth noting that, like,
Yemenis people,
like, he was in jail. It's not fun in jail.
Poured out into the streets with effigies saying,
yeah, there will be a call-in show on Saturday, assuming I actually have internet. I had no internet, so that's why.
That they wanted my head to kill me because of the Quran with the pig head thing. So I'm trying to figure out, how do I navigate this without also being able to continue to say that I don't have any contact with Harmeet. I never wrote her an email, and I don't want to.
Anyway, I don't know, man. Maybe he's all right. Maybe he's just a good guy. Is that really so crazy and so impossible? We'll see. We'll see. Time will tell. Tempest Fugit. No, that's not the right one. What is it? Project Veritas. What's the truth will out? What's that one? Anyway. This brings us to a segment I've been kind of saving up for a little bit for a slower news day. And this is the Looney Tunes segment of the show.
I may be gay, I may be black, I may be blind, but at least I'm not a Looney Tune.
Shit, was that echoing? That's my bad. I thought I could put it on monitor, but then it plays. You can't do that. Let me turn that monitor off. Yeah, I just can't hear it on my end, or it'll echo like that. Sorry, that wasn't supposed to. Let's do that one more time, just for the clean version.
I may be gay, I may be black, I may be blind, but at least I'm not a Looney Tune.
Okay. The violent man arrested over a hammer attack at the family home of Vice President J.D. Vance in Ohio is a trans leftist. William Julia Dufour comes from a well-to-do liberal family whose parents are doctors and donors to Democrats. And that is right here. This guy... This young lady, Julia, was arrested trying to smash his way into JD Vance's home with a hammer. And you see here the father's thousands and thousands of dollars in donation to Harris for President, Act Blue, Harris Victory Fund. Thousands of dollars this guy donated to get Harris elected. And his son is an insane troon who tried to assassinate the vice president. Masked trans femme Antifa goon from Portland issues death threats to ICE agent who shot a woman that tried to run him over.
To the ICE agent that
This is Comrade Freya.
Murdered that unarmed civilian in Minneapolis. We have your face. We have pictures of you. We will get justice for a fallen comrade.
Dude, it's all so fake. It's all just like, give me some TikTok updates.
Whether it be.
But having said that, these people should go to jail for like 10 years. That would be a good joke. You want a good, hey, cool TikTok video. You're going to jail for 10 years for terroristic threats. Very funny joke.
Judicial justice.
By the way, you could never tell this was a man if it wasn't for the eye slit. The voice, I would never know that's a man's voice. I would be saying she's got the voice of an angel if I couldn't see the man eyes.
Or street justice.
Pigger_Nussy sent $5 on Rumble. A troon runs my local liquor store. The other liquor store is run by Pageets. Who would you buy your liquor from in this situation?
White troon, easily the troon. There's a troon who works at my local McDonald's, and also at the drive-through. And also, I only ever went to this co-op one time, but I had to go to like the far away food co-op to get my raw milk one time, and it was a troon. I'm off the raw milk now. Let me tell you something. Sorry to be a hater on your little meme, but I drank raw milk every day for like 8 months straight, and I did not gain any girth in my penis. I did not gain the ability to levitate. I did not de-age. I don't know what it's supposed to do, but I didn't get anything. And it was like super expensive, and it was a pain in the ass to go get. So I'm off the raw milk now, okay? Cool meme. It does taste good. It does taste good, but the real problem is that it goes bad so fast. If you don't drink it nonstop, it goes bad. And it's very expensive. It's like $14 a gallon. So I tried, and I'm done. I'm done with raw milk.
Depends on whether or not you turn yourself in and admit to your crime. That wasn't self-defense. That was murder. And you know it was murder. Don't put it off as self-defense.
It makes me, speaking of righteous gemstones, there's this very funny, they're like, the one guy's trying to blackmail the big evangelical rich preacher dude, and then things kind of go south and it's not working out, and so he starts like threatening him, and he's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. And then the guys watching him are like, why is your voice like that? Why are you trying to sound, that sounds weird, why are you saying like that? And I was just hearing him at the end there, it made me think of that. That's murder. You did a murder. Outrage in Sweden after transgender pedophile kidnaps and murders a young woman on Christmas Day as she was returning home after meeting with childhood friends near her family home. That's a mouthful. Transgender pedophile kidnaps and murders. Okay, that's a key word in that sentence. A young woman on Christmas Day. He had spent 18 months in jail for trying to kidnap a 10-year-old girl and having 50,000 child porn images. Yeah, so that's 18 months for that. Yeah, you try to kidnap a 10-year-old because you're a pedophile. Year and a half in jail. Sounds about right. Or, hear me out, hanging. I'm sorry. You have child porn. That should be a death penalty. Child porn possession should be a death penalty. I do not understand. At the very least, castration, bare minimum. But I don't think that works. It just blows my mind. I know I sound like a tough guy, like, oh, we're going to kill people and this and that. Please, can we just fucking kill these people? Please, please, legally, government. Can we legally, with due process, kill these fucking people? I'm so serious. I don't know. Anyway. He has recently...
Ghost Dogman sent $5 poo-poo platter fund for Unc Taylor and Orville's progress report appearance.
Thank you. I don't know what a poo-poo platter is, but thank you for the $5. He has recently changed name to Vilma, because it's crazy because they'll catch people with child porn and they'll literally like not even give them jail time. You see that in the UK all the time. It's like, okay, well, you know, the thing is he's a good man, so probation. It's like, what? This guy's a pedophile. What are you talking about? Good man? He's a fucking pedophile. Anyway. He has recently changed name to Vilma Anderson, the same name as a 17-year-old Swedish girl who was the victim of a dismemberment murder in 2019. The police caught the pedophile murderer red-handed as he was trying to bury body parts in a forest of the young woman he had also dismembered. In 2019, he tried to kidnap a 10-year-old girl. The crime was carefully planned and the preparations extended over a long period. The girl was attacked in broad daylight, dragged into a car, and held in the back seat. Only when the driver got behind the wheel did the girl discover that the doors were unlocked. Oh, man. All so carefully planned, but you forgot one little thing. To lock the doors. She ran to a...
Titan sent $5 on Rumble. Resist the urge to Fed post.
I know, man. It's sometimes it's like people say we're living in a simulation. Like, I swear it's like all the news is just trying to get me banned. They're trying to get me banned. They're putting out these stories so that I will react to them and say the wrong thing. And it's hard. I do my best. Anyway, there's a lot of words in this tweet, but you get the idea. Here's the girl he murdered. Beautiful, blonde, Swedish woman. And here's the freak. So that's cool. Trans-identified male who strangled his mother to death, serving sentence in woman's prison with mother-baby unit. Perfect. 22-year sentence for the violent murder of his own mother. Quietly transferred to a minimum security Illinois woman's. This is in America, mind you. And Elon Musk thinks he's going to get custody. Or we'll get to that. We're going to get to that. Finnegan pleaded guilty but mentally ill to strangling his mother in 2008. When confessing to the murder, Finnegan reportedly told police that he sexually abused his mother's corpse before attempting to kill himself. See, they don't even want to be alive. And that's like basically true across the board. Again, I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm saying kangaroo court, show trial, and then a hanging. Due process. Okay? 48-hour turnaround. You know what? I don't want to be the czar of science anymore. I want to be the justice czar. I want to be judge and jury. I'll let somebody else do the executing because I'm going to have a very full schedule handing out sentencing. But that's the job I want in Based World. I want to sentence people to death. He sexually abused his mom's corpse before attempting to kill himself. After a failed suicide attempt, Finnegan left the house in his mother's car and was arrested on Sunday morning. Finnegan accused prison officials of systemic discrimination by housing him in a men's correctional center. Okay. Mark Jacques, the father of prominent trans athlete Male Jacques, that's a funny name for a troon. Male? Yes, you are. Male. Yes, you are. Male Jacques. I'm going to pick my troon name. Yeah, what are you going to call yourself? I'm thinking of Mael. Can you guys see that? Is it big enough? Hold on. Look at this. Mael. Mal. Yes, you are. Prominent trans athlete Male Jacques, who invaded girls' sports, was arrested a second time for possession of child pornography. Mark was originally convicted of distributing child porn in 2024 and sentenced to 60 months in prison. However, he temporarily avoided jail by claiming he needed time to figure out custody of his children. During that time, he was arrested again after investigators discovered he was still accessing child porn. Male Jock. It is. His name's literally Male Jock, and he's a troon athlete. That's, come on. Who says women aren't funny? So to summarize, activist father gets custody of troon kid because mom is a transphobe, gets arrested for child porn, uses his troon kid as a defense. You can't put me in prison because I need to help my troon kid continue to troon. Judge, okay. Gets arrested for child porn again. And again, this is in America. Or wait, is this one in America? Where is this? Dartmouth College. Where is that? New Hampshire. Okay, so this is, again, in America. So this is like the most based country in the world, basically, at least in like the Western world. And this is what we're doing. MA. Oh, it says New Hampshire right here. Hanover, New Hampshire. All right, this is kind of an older video, and some of you may have already seen it in YCSP several weeks ago, but, you know, I was saving it for the Looney Tunes segment here.
On the 5 South. Oh, she's drunk.
Kind of graphic.
Oh, he's going backwards on the 5 South.
Oh, he's pinning it away. You good?
I'm good, dude. Trust me.
Holy shit, man.
Don't worry about me, bro.
That was fucking heavy.
He's wearing a diaper under the skirt. You can see the diaper because the skirt's so short.
And then you just pinned it backwards and you got away. I can't believe you went backwards down the freeway. Coming on the oncoming traffic, too. That was so heavy. Quite the fit you got on, too.
Yeah, maybe we're just gonna address the elephant in the room. Quite the fit. This guy's awesome. The guy filming.
The last thing I want to be caught in.
Yeah, you had some diapers. They're flying all over the freeway.
Man, are you allowed to show this on stream? This is a bit much. I just gotta get some stuff. Anyway, that's that video. I don't think I need to add anything to that. Dude fights his one night stand after realizing it's a trans woman. So should we play Guess the Race? Who slept with the trans woman and then decided to get violent afterwards? The True just immediately squares up.
Oh man.
You gay, nigga.
Shit. That shit was crazy.
Oh shit, nigga, you gay. Not much of a fight. Okay. Just take a second to soak that in. Former transgender New Hampshire state rep pleads guilty in connection to child sex crimes. That's a mouthful as well. Stacy Lawton, biological male, a Democrat. Yeah, I think later Gateway pundit, but thank you. A Democrat who was elected to the New Hampshire House 3 times and resigned twice over legal problems is facing up to 30 years in prison in connection to child sex crimes. In 2023, Lawton, 41, of Nashua, New Hampshire again. Interesting. And his former intimate partner and daycare worker, Lindsay Groves, were charged with child exploitation. Groves admitted to taking sexually explicit photos of children at the daycare center and sending them to Lawton. Dude. This may seem harsh, but I think everybody involved in this story should die. Not the kids, not the children, obviously, but this is the same person? Dude. Christian bros, I don't feel so good. Christian sisters, I don't feel so good. Okay, and that brings us to our last story of the Looney Tunes segment, which is Ashley St. Clair says dark woke because the other option is bootlicking feds and pedophiles and nerds. Dark woke is like it's another oxymoron. It's like woke right. People just like to use the word woke for whatever reason. I don't know. I mean, okay, full disclosure, I don't know what dark woke really is. I watched like a 5-minute Flesh Simulator explanation. And in that 5 minutes, what I gleaned is that it's just being right wing and pretending you're not. and calling yourself woke. That's what dark woke is. So the way Flesh Simulator explained it is like, you send criminals to jail, but not because you're malicious and racist, but because you're benevolent and loving. So that's like what dark woke is. It's like, what if we took all the right-wing solutions, but pretended they were left-wing solutions? That's my understanding anyways. Maybe I'm not really getting it. And so then Onion Person, who is a troon, says, you've previously engaged in blatant transphobia. How do you feel about trans people in the wake of noticing how the far right truly is? And Ashley St. Clair says, I feel immense guilt for my role, and even more guilt that things I have said in the past may have caused my son's sister more pain. So again, here a shot at Elon, who has a troon son, and Ashley is saying my son's sister. I remember Ashley St. Clair going off on the H-1B stuff over H-1B Christmas a year ago and thinking, wow, I've never seen Ashley St. Clair be right about anything, or at least be so right. And then it turns out the whole thing was just her going after, like, this woman has the least integrity out of like any online right-wing commentator who's alive. This is the person who has the least amount of actual integrity and like has an actual like ideological principled position. It was just pure clout chasing from start to finish. And now it's just pure Elon hate. Cause my son's sister even more pain. I don't really know how to make amends for many of these things, but I have been trying incredibly hard privately to learn and advocate for those within the trans community that I have hurt. How is this not just a woke struggle session? Yeah, she's Jewish, by the way. She is. I also haven't said much on this because I have gone back and forth over whether my voice would be helpful on the issue. You know, me, a white woman. Anyway, so there's that. Only troons are able to because only accounts who follow can reply. And apparently it's just like all troons that she's following now. Solionath says, Elon needs full custody. Coming out in support of trans grooming like this is insane. And Elon says, I will be filing for full custody today, given her statements implying she might transition a 1-year-old boy. Now, I 100% support Elon trying to get his son away from this crazy woman who is clearly a spiteful mutant at this point. But also, like, good luck. This is why I was stressing, like, the court that let the pedophile out so he could continue to troon his son, the pedophile with the child porn. That was in America. So, you know, it's not like, and Elon's out here tweeting all this pro-white stuff lately, how white people need to, like, do something before they get murdered by insane blacks. Like, it's pretty based, actually, if you look at a lot of his quote tweets lately. What is this? Never happens. Oh, it's voter fraud. I thought it was about troons in bathrooms. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. He's been like quote tweeting a bunch of like, you know, white people are going to get murdered like in South Africa. He tweets a lot is the problem. Now, judges in America are much more likely to think that that's a threat. That like being pro-white is threatening rather than being pro-transgendered. It's not like a coin flip. It's not like half the judges are pro-Troon and half the judges are pro-white. I don't know what the odds are, but I would say maybe 80-20 if you're lucky. You know, Elon's rich though, so maybe he can do something to get the right judge. Rich people have tricks that they can do that us plebs don't even know about, but we'll see. Will Ashley St. Clair be as much of a loser as Renee Good and lose custody of her child? We'll see. God, I hope she does. I hope she does. And then she gets no money from him at all. And she has to give him money. She has to pay Elon child support. Please, God, it would be so funny. Milo tweeted in April, Ashley will trans the kid to spite Elon. You gotta hand it to the, hey, I don't, you know, me and Milo, we have our problems, I guess, but you gotta hand it to the guy. That was a good call. Without those wires coming in, Ashley would be glad to hand him off. Yeah. Zoran Mamdani's advisor's plan for social housing. Now, I will also be reviewing, I believe, this one with Arvel and Jared Taylor, but let's take a little look ourselves. You know, there's a reason in my racism manifesto, my racism essay. It's more of an essay, but it's funnier to say manifesto. There's a reason I chose Zoran Mamdani to talk. There's a billion things you could talk about if you want to talk racism. There's like a million, you know, that thing could have been 37,000 words if I wanted it to be, but there's a reason I chose that. And it's because I know the way this is going to play out is going to be very, very bad. So this is one of his advisors. Who is this? Doesn't even say her name in this. Anyway, let's see what she's saying.
What I am envisioning is a world in which the housing is owned by a collective and people are paying 30% of their income in order to live in their housing. If your income is zero, you pay zero. If your income is $500,000 a year, you're paying 30% of that. And the government is providing the government is the sort of owner, or not even the owner. The government doesn't have to be the owner, but the government is what's making sure all of that sort of works in cash flows. What I am envisioning is a...
Dude, women are so stupid. No offense, women. But maybe shut the fuck up. Maybe you should be raising toddlers and nothing else. I mean, look at her. Just look at her. Would you just take a look at this physiognomy? These people are going to destroy New York. And it's a feature, not a bug, by the way. Because this is evil physiognomy. Okay, I don't want to get overly biblical, but this is a woman who wants to destroy things. Anyway, we'll be talking about that with Arvel and Jared Taylor, see what they have to say. Clavicular got into another fight with his girlfriend on stream. Apparently she stole his cocaine and he kicked her out of the car, which is like, is this one of these Tesla buses or whatever? This looks cool, man. These guys are really living the life.
But I really did not know that it was yours. She did tell me.
You didn't know it wasn't mine?
No, she did tell me something.
All right, here we go. We could drop you guys off there.
I don't want to talk about, but I was distracted. I don't even know if you know that that's like my biggest fear, kind of. Like, I was really distracted. So yeah. Look, there ain't no shit in here. Yeah, no.
Alrighty. No, just get out.
I literally.
Tesla, take me to the nearest meth dealer. And after that, can we hit the charging station?
My makeup bag. I couldn't find it.
She looks like a troon. I think she's actually like probably like an attractive woman, but they're doing drugs. She's getting strung out. So that's what drugs do to you. And I'll say this. I don't know really what kind of guy Clav is, because a lot of these like incel types, they really just want love. They're kind of like romantics at heart. And maybe that's the case with Clav. But if I was a woman, I would be very concerned about a guy who's this obsessed with looks. Like how, right? A guy who's this superficial. How is he really going to keep you around forever, or are you going to hit a certain age where you're no longer a 10? If I was a woman, I'd be like, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to go the distance with this guy because he seems kind of obsessed with looks.
I literally showed you my makeup bag. I couldn't find it. Don't even be like that. Like, get mad at everything else, but not this.
Performative? I don't know what you mean by that. Like, it's not, I don't think this is staged. I think this is my read. She's developing a drug habit, which happens very quickly to the average person. Okay. The average person is not, 145 IQ hyper autist who knows exactly the amount of dose that he can take without developing it, which is you will develop, but you know what I mean? Somebody who is like doing everything humanly possible to control the drug, like Clav. The average person is not like that. So you give a 19-year-old chick cocaine, she's going to develop a habit. That's what I think it looks like happened here. And she took his cocaine, and now he's like, oh, she's just with me for the drugs. So I think Clav is a romantic because he's trying to hide it, but I think he's hurt. This is my read. My read is he is a romantic. He wants love, and he's hurt, but he's also like not accepting his own responsibility that he turned her into a drug user. Probably. I don't know exactly what happened, but that's my read.
I don't know.
Well, if you saw.
I didn't look.
Oh, that's okay.
And in addition to that, he's always really trying to look cool. So he's always trying to like aura farm. Is that what they call it at all times?
All right, you just got to close the door.
Anybody that saw.
I got your car. Close the door.
That saw, because I really did. I tried. I fucking tried, bro.
Yeah, what the fuck?
So there's your little Clav update. Will Stancil is, what is he doing? He is in Minnesota. He's observing ICE. He's legally observing. Maybe 20 armed DHS goons descended on the uptown McDonald's to abduct one poor woman, causing absolute chaos as the entire neighborhood rushed in to shout and throw snowballs. Why are we doing this? It's insane. I agree. Why are you throwing snowballs at people trying to do their job? You know that kind of makes you an asshole, right? Can you imagine if people organized to find Will Stancil out in public and throw snowballs at him? Do you think he would be like, well, I don't like it, but it's America. What are you going to, like, he would be complaining. He'd be complaining about the organized snowball campaign targeting him. They were in my face holding the pepper spray bottle like 1 inch away. And I have to say, it's amazing how scary it wasn't. They were the ones who needed to be scared. Jason says, I genuinely believe the thing that pisses off these goons the most is when people aren't scared of them. Someone smiling in defiance is more infuriating to them than anything at this point. And Will says, oh, absolutely. The guy with the pepper spray kept saying things like, try me, I'll do it. And I was like, I'm a lawyer, go for it, punk. And he ran away. And then everyone clapped. Damn. Wigga Stancil is cold as ice. I'm a lawyer.
You want to dance, punk?
Go, oh my God, she had him saying punk in the show. That's so funny.
You want to dance, punk?
That's so funny. She's really manifesting dark woke Stancil. Will Stancil's gonna fucking like shoot an ICE agent before this is all over and go to jail. And it's gonna be oh, what's her name? Emily's. It's gonna be Emily's fault. It do be like that. This is the hardest thing I've ever seen written in my life. They were the ones who needed to be scared. Apparently, I don't have it pulled up, but apparently he also like got a flat tire, and then he doesn't know how to change a tire, so he's just on foot now. I don't know. It's all over on Blue Sky, so I couldn't find that one. Well, I didn't do a Will Stancil search. Let's see. Will Stancil on women. They were the ones who needed to be scared. Oh, man. Gloating about how his Honda Fit is the perfect Need for Speed ice pursuit vehicle. The fact my car is literally half the length of theirs means I can pull extremely fast U-turns and get right behind someone coming. These people are insane. It's so crazy that they are actually like out here. This is how you die. This is when you turn driving into a game, that's like stage 1 to how you die. This is how teenagers who are retarded die. You're a retarded teenager, Will Stancil. The Honda Fit. Where's the thing about his tire? Flat tire. Anyway, you'll have to take my word for it, I guess. Will Stancil on foot. Last try. Whatever. I saw it. I saw it the other day. Moving on. Time for some black activities.
Yo, it's the black activities. What's the activities? Only the factivities. Catch you lactivities. Cope.
My husband is dead. 64-year-old man shot, killed while gardening in yard. So this is what I'm talking about. I do not care about some stupid woman who won a Darwin Award. When shit like this, I care. This man's life is worth 1,000 Renee Goods to me. And maybe this old man is a total shit lib. Statistically, seems likely with these boomers. Maybe he's got Black Lives Matter posters up on his lawn and stuff like that. I still feel the same way because he is minding his own business in his garden, worked his whole life doing whatever he did, just wants to garden, and he gets, a scholar just shoots him in the back of the head for what? Because he's white? For what?
Right now at 4 o'clock, we are learning new details here about the moments before a deadly shooting in Ocala yesterday. You will hear from neighbors about the man who was killed. That's the suspect there. And also developing in Melrose, we detail a protest happening right now against a proposal to bring a music park to the area. And the first week back for students in Fort White turned into another day off. We will tell you how a water outage kept kids at home today. We will have those stories in Bradley's Thursday afternoon forecast right now on the TV20 First Look at 4.
This is First Look at 4 on WCJB TV.
It's kind of tinny audio. That's the news. That's not me. Sorry about that.
20, your local station.
Right now at 4, new information released about a deadly shooting in an Ocala neighborhood that happened yesterday. TV20's Ana Alvarez was in Ocala's historic district today where that shooting happened to share what investigators and even neighbors are saying.
Detectives with the Ocala Police Department have ruled this a random act of violence, but neighbors I spoke to say it's much more than that they lost not only a friend, but a father and a husband.
It's crazy how there's so many white people who are randomly murdered by black people. And when have you ever seen it the other way around? Ever? Name one. But, malinchins and hate crimes. Funny how this isn't, why is it, if it's random, then why, and it's interracial, then why wouldn't you assume it's a hate crime? They do that if it's the other way around.
It was just one of those things. It was random and unnecessary.
A new arrest report details how neighbors and even family members of the victim, 64-year-old Harold Harper, saw 29-year-old Isaac Toy walking in the neighborhood just moments before the shooting. An initial 911 call came from a man who lives nearby. He reported a man dressed in all black was armed with a silver gun. Moments later, another 911 call came from neighbors just across the street who say Harper was shot in the back of the head while in his front lawn. Family members shared with police that
shot in the back. So he's literally down in the weeds and he just shot in the back of the head. See, again, this to me is a real story. Renee Good is not a story. It's a fucking Darwin Award. It's what were you doing, you stupid bitch? What did you think was going to happen? I'm sorry to be callous, but this is way more of a story, and yet you're not going to even hear about this basically anywhere unless you watch my show or you follow National Conservative on X. Shout out to that guy. Love his account.
Harper had just undergone major neck surgery, and he decided to head outside to tend to his beloved garden.
His passion was gardening, and that's what he loved to do. He kept his yard well groomed all the time. and he loved the outdoors, and just a very, very nice man.
Just minutes after the shooting, officers found Toy on Southeast 5th Street with a loaded 9mm pistol in his hoodie. According to the arrest report, after an initial investigation, a single shell casing was found near Harper, and it was a match for the bullets found in the suspect's gun. After his arrest, police searched Toy's backpack and found 2 different magazines, both with 13 rounds of ammo. Neighbors say this is not the first tragedy that they have seen in Ocala, and it is no longer a city they feel safe in.
Well, to me it's scary. I mean, Ocala, in my opinion, is a scary place. I lived in New York for a number of years, and I actually felt safer in New York than I do in Ocala.
OPD investigators were back at the scene, combing Harper's front lawn for evidence as they continue working to find a motive.
Ocala.
For now, Toy is behind bars facing charges of second-degree murder and aggravated assault. In Ocala, I'm Ana Alvarez, TV.
Second-degree murder is when you just blow somebody's brains out for no reason, I guess. What's going on in Ocala? Why is it so scary? Teens randomly murder woman on Houston Metro bus. So again, it wouldn't matter to me if she was the biggest shitlib alive. I care way more about this story because this is a woman just trying to ride the bus. This isn't a Darwin Award. This is ghetto lottery. Okay, there's a big difference. There's a big difference between Darwin Award and the reverse ghetto lottery, whatever you want to call it, the white person version, where you just are in the wrong place at the wrong time and you get killed by a black. She said the N-word. No, not even. They were trying to kill each other. She was literal collateral damage, which is not uncommon in these cases.
And up first tonight, that breaking news. 2 suspects are now in custody, arrested in the deadly shooting of a woman on board a Metro bus yesterday afternoon.
Just getting the update from police in the last half hour, confirming the arrest, and our sources telling us both suspects seen in these photos are in fact juveniles. Police have not yet released their identities.
A source close to the investigation telling us that these onboard surveillance images were circulated to school resource officers here in Houston, and that led to the arrest a short time ago.
We have team coverage tonight. Jeremy Rogowski finding surprising details in Metro's crime stats.
But up first, Trayson Bragg. He is live with this late breaking.
Guys, I just looked at the stats and you're not going to believe this.
Development for us. Trayson.
Len, Mia, a huge sigh of relief for people who live in this neighborhood here in the West Chase area. I have to say that, I spoke to many.
Yeah, the reporters are all black. It's hard not to notice. It's got to be this thing where it's like there's so many stories like this, and it's like an intentional juxtaposition, right? It's like we have to remind the public that there are black people who act white. So put some of them on TV so that it'll help to like offset all of these stories that we have to report on. I really think that's like the mentality behind it. It might not even be like consciously that's what they're thinking, but that's right. They, on some level, they know it's like, we got to put some black people who act white in front of the camera. Otherwise, these white people are going to be like, yo, what's going on with the blacks?
People who live here and actually catch the bus at the same bus stop where the shooting took place yesterday. And there was a real sense of fear today while the 2 suspects were still out on the loose. But again, now HPD confirming both suspects have been taken into custody. Tonight in West Houston's West Chase neighborhood, neighbors sharing a troubling feeling.
I'm just scared. I know that.
HPD saying the pair seen in these surveillance photos released just hours ago were on board the...
No, not guilty. No, it's going to be like Ethan Liming, or they'll get like 18 months in juvie or whatever. It's going to be something, and then they'll come out and then they'll kill somebody else. 3 years from now, when these guys kill somebody else, we're going to be like, oh, these are the ones who killed that woman. Did you know that one of the guys who killed Ethan Liming has already killed somebody else? Did you know that? That's real.
bus Wednesday when they got into an argument. That led to gunfire and bullets hit 2 innocent bystanders. Those suspects now in custody, arrested late Thursday.
I'm scared to ride the bus by myself.
The Harris County Institute of Forensic Sciences says one of
I'm scared to ride the bus by myself.
Of those victims, 25-year-old Caitlin Stupp did not survive her injuries. A second victim, a 16-year-old boy, was released from the hospital this morning, according to police.
Yeah, I was actually on the bus coming through, supposed to be on that bus.
Michael Louvier normally rides the 161 bus line, but
and it was a white guy, by the way. They killed another white person, just to be clear.
Wasn't on board yesterday. He's currently in CPR training and says one thought has been on his mind since the tragic incident.
Like, what would I have done if I'd have been on that bus? Kind of thing. You know?
Got shot by the sounds of it.
Again, both suspects now in custody according to HPD, and we are still working to learn exactly who they are. We'll keep you posted.
So again, this to me is a way bigger story, but of course this happens every day in America, so it's not a big story. It's a bigger story when a shitlib woman, you know the rest. Ocala man shot. Oh yeah, we already saw
accused
this. Okay,
of shooting and killing.
This is the guy. We already saw this story. We don't need to watch this again. Violent repeat offender was known to police. This one happened over Christmas. You probably saw maybe this video because I put it in YCSP and it kind of went viral on Twitter. But it's been a while since we did some Blacktivities here on the show. But this guy just walked up behind an old white woman and hit her in the head with a board that had nails in it. A board with nails, like some horror movie video game type of shit, like the weapon in Silent Hill. He walked up behind this old white lady and just whacked her in the head with this.
It's just before noon on December 5th outside the King County Courthouse in Seattle. That's 75-year-old Jeanette Markin standing on the corner, and police say this is Fali Peya walking up with a stick in his hand when out of nowhere he attacks her. Jeanette is knocked to the ground. Bystanders take a picture of the suspect, then rush to help Jeanette. The full scope of what happened wasn't clear yet. Police arrested Peya a block away and found the weapon, this wooden board with a screw through the end of it. Police say that screw went through Jeanette's eye.
Who is this guy? He's a regular. He usually punches.
He's a regular. He usually punches. Today he decided to escalate things way worse. Man, who could have seen this coming? He's a regular. Fucking hell. That should not be a sentence that exists for the police.
Yesterday he decided to escalate things way worse than his usual.
Where is he usually?
He's usually just up and down third.
As paramedics race her to the hospital, it becomes obvious police know Fali Peya well.
Do you have the suspect's ID?
Yeah, suspect's ID. He's being searched right now. Yeah. You know him?
Oh, he's notorious for random assaults on 3rd Street.
Court records show Peya had multiple prior convictions for assault, including stabbing someone 8 times at a party.
Was that?
I'll take no chances.
Maybe not strictly African here, but, spiritually, very black behavior.
And it's not her responsibility to know, what parts are good, what parts are she cannot walk there.
Andreas Virikis is Jeanette Markham's son.
How's your mother doing?
Right now, she's out of the second surgery.
After several surgeries, she's been told she won't recover sight in her eye and may need even more reconstructive surgery.
Maybe not a strictly white, but you know what? It's my bad, guys. I didn't actually watch this video. Okay, so he's not black and she's not white. That's my bad. Still.
To take
strictly speaking,
a wood club with nails and just
close enough.
Hit her with all the force on her face. It's like
I'm so sorry, you guys. This is like I don't know if I've made this joke before, but this is like in Swing Kids, the movie Swing Kids, where the kids they're beating up a swing boy. And so then all the Nazis they all go to confront the Hitler Youth because they're beating up a swing boy, and then it turns out it's actually a Jew, and then they're upset because they saved a Jew. This reminds me of that time in Swing Kids. I'm sorry, everyone. I'll try to be more thorough in the future. Man accused of murdering 6 in Clay County, including family members.
WTVA 9 News begins now with breaking news.
Really looked at. If he's eligible for the death penalty, the district attorney's office is going to go for the death penalty. There's some cases just that they've got to get the worst punishment. They've got to get the worst punishment.
Heartbreak in Clay County tonight. 6 people murdered, 3 different crime scenes. A family executed in cold blood by one of their own. This is the 3rd mass shooting in Clay County since 2023 and one of Mississippi's deadliest mass shootings in recent history. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Emily Leonard. We have a lot of new information to share with you tonight. Some of it is disturbing. All of it is just heartbreaking. Let's get to the very latest information. This is the man investigators say is responsible for the violence and the bloodshed. 24-year-old Derica Moore. He's behind bars tonight, accused of murdering 6 people. 4 of Moore's
You got a woman's name.
Victims.
That's a girl's name. Well, that's a really bad Jesse Lee Peterson, but I was trying to do Jesse Lee Peterson, but I can't.
Were his own family. One of the victims was a 7-year-old girl. Moore will go before a judge in Clay County Monday. He is charged with first-degree murder, but we expect that charge to be upgraded to capital murder within the next 48 hours. We have team coverage tonight on this shooting rampage in a special edition of WTVA 9 News. Our Michelle Martin interviewed Clay County Sheriff Eddie Scott earlier today. Tanaya McQueen has an exclusive...
Tanaya McQueen. Come on. We're going directly to our on-the-ground correspondent, Tanaya McQueen. Where's she? I hope she has the most ghetto ratchet. I hope she's like so ratchet when she talks.
Interview with the mother of one of the victims, and Wayne Herford is also in Clay County. He spoke with the members of the community about this tragedy. Let's first go to Michelle, who has all of the details on what happened Friday night.
White people are still racist. We need more black anchors. Can you do like 3 at a time, 3 or 4 at a time? It's like, well, is that, I don't know, is that really necessary? Does that really add? Let's just put more nicely dressed black people in the program, okay? Especially if it's a mass shooter. That's white people shit. We can't be.
Yeah, Emily, Sheriff Eddie Scott and his team of investigators have investigated a lot of horrible crimes over these years, but this one has to be the most disturbing case that has ever happened in this community. This is just something that investigators in the community say that they're just struggling to grasp and understand how this level of violence can happen in their own backyard. This violent rampage happened on Friday night. This all happened in locations, several locations near West Point.
But this was like a non-story, by the way. This got very little coverage. He killed 6 people in a mass shooting on a rampage, and it's barely a ripple in the news cycle. Everything got covered up because Renee Good got shot in the face.
The area is in the Griffith and Cedar Bluff communities. 24-year-old Derica Moore is first accused of killing 3 relatives inside of a home on David Hill Road. The victims were essentially executed, all of them shot in the head. The sheriff says Moore killed his father, Glenn Moore, his brother, Quentin Moore, and then his uncle, Willie Gewins. Moore then stole a truck and drove to another home on Blake Road. It was there, deputies say, Moore forced his way inside. The sheriff says Moore tried to sexually assault someone in that home, and then he shot and killed, allegedly, a 7-year-old girl.
Okay, I don't mean to laugh, but you're in the middle of a murder spree and you decide to stop for a little rape? Is it really the time? Derica?
Girl was Moore's cousin. Moore took off traveling to a third location on Siloam Griffith Road. When investigators arrived there, they found the stolen truck hidden behind.
By the way, killing a 7-year-old girl is, it's evil beyond words. I don't, a lot of times you hear these stories where people kill their families and it's like they leave the youngest alive, and you're kind of like, okay, well, at least that's something, I guess. At least there was some little speck of humanity in there somewhere.
In the house, signs of forced entry, and then 2 more victims inside, 2 men shot in the head. The victims were identified as Barry Bradley.
Okay, hold on. Stop. Maybe I missed something. Is this a new location? I'm just trying to do the math because tried to sexually assault someone and then killed 2 men and a 7-year-old girl. So who did he try to sexually assault? You know what? Doesn't matter.
And Samuel Bradley, one of them was a well-known pastor. Moore was caught and taken into custody at a road.
This chocolate sin is out of breath. Oh, shit.
Block. He is charged with first-degree murder. What investigators still don't know, and what continues to just trouble this community, is why.
This guy has not been on our radar. We have not had any reports, anything prior leading up to this. So what his state of mind was.
Guy talks like William Goggins.
What was going on with him, that's part of the investigation right now.
This is the type of case where...
I didn't know they still made white men like that in real life.
The death penalty is going to have to be really looked at. If he's eligible for the death penalty, the district attorney's office is going to go for the death penalty. There's some cases just that they've got to get the worst punishment. They've got to get the worst punishment. 6 people, one night, several different scenes. You've heard the allegations. They're about as bad as it gets.
Derek Moore will have a preliminary hearing on Monday in West Point. Sheriff Eddie Scott says those charges will be upgraded to capital.
What's happening in the chat is Randall popping off again. This guy's been on thin ice with me for a minute. Let me see. Oh no, okay. All right, you're good, Randall. I saw somebody saying something about ban so and so. I don't know, whatever. Anyway. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, so this is the mass shooting. Somebody said in the chat, 70% of mass shootings in America are done by blacks. And this Nick Fuentes got into it with Piers Morgan on this topic, and another story that was barely a bleep in the news. And the point I was going to make is Piers Morgan doesn't hear about these stories. Almost nobody does. He killed 6 people. That should be a big story just because of the number of casualties. But it's like a bleep. It's just like another day in Nigga Town. Welcome to Nigga Town. And in the week leading up to Nick's debate with Piers Morgan, and I didn't cover this either because I barely heard about it, but there was a birthday party that got shot up and kids died. And a kid died. It's important to note kid died because Piers wants to do this moral fagging thing about, school shooters, that's a unique brand of evil. White people are particularly evil because they shoot up schools. And black kids get murdered a lot, and you just don't hear about it because it's another day in Nigga Town. I don't know if I can pull that up. I didn't think of this really. Birthday party shot up. The problem is that's probably a regular. This is a regular occurrence in the black community. Derider woman shot killed at her birthday party. Gunfire erupts at birthday party. Yeah, it's too generic. But it was a mass shooting. It was a month ago. It was just shortly before. And I was thinking how how what a own it could have been if Nick had known about it and he'd been like, hey Pierce, what happened in Des Moines or where, I don't know where it was. You know, anyway, you get the point. Oh, you got my lunch, babe? I'm wrapping up here. I'm just about done. Okay. Soup. Can't be eating soup, slurping soup on stream. She's struggling to get the can out of her jacket. Thank you, babe. Oh, you got a cookie too? Is that what? Oh. Oh, some chocolates. Thank you. All right, we are just about done here. Kendron Barnes, a career criminal with over 50 arrests and nearly 40 convictions, was just arrested again in Connecticut after he allegedly stabbed a man in the back of the head with a machete, killing him. Let's see.
We are learning new details tonight about a story we first brought to you as developing news last night. A man is dead, another recovering in a hospital after a stabbing in Waterbury. Your reporter, Sierra Jordan, shares the neighbors' concerns in the area following the deadly violence, and while some say they no longer feel safe in their own homes.
Oh, I'm moving. I'm definitely moving out of here. I can't do this anymore.
Brian Chandler tells Channel 3 he's fed up with the crime in his neighborhood.
Non-stop cops up and down the street flying.
Man, based B-roll guy. She's talking about crime, and he like shows some black guy standing on the street corner.
Some say they no longer feel safe in
based
their own
B-roll editor.
Oh, I'm moving. I'm definitely moving out of here. I can't do this anymore.
Brian Chandler tells Channel 3 he's fed up with the crime in his neighborhood.
Non-stop cops up and down the street flying. People don't care. They're driving into everything, and it's kind of getting ridiculous.
Police say a physical altercation.
The nutter sent $3 make those slurp sounds for me LP, so I can stroke it to them until I'm not.
Don't be gross.
That's good.
Hey, don't be gross. I do have to brag though. This is my wife made. These are called garlic knots. Okay, this is the kind of shit. Pardon my French. It's not really showing correctly, but this is delicious. Okay, this is fresh baked goods. If I'm not fat, stop saying I'm fat, but if I am fat, you try living with this kind of baking every day is all I'm saying, okay?
Involving several people turned deadly at the Waterbury Grove on Grove Street Saturday night around 7. The apartment building is just steps away from Chandler's family home. When officers arrived, they found 2 men suffering from stab wounds. Police say both men were taken to the hospital. One later died, the other is recovering and is now in stable condition.
It's just so overwhelmed with everything. The activity.
Police say officers are frequently called to this neighborhood. They want residents to know this incident was isolated and there's no danger to residents or the public.
So it's isolated, but the residents are like, I can't live around these niggas anymore, which is a recurring theme. This is the second segment where they've been like, I need to get the fuck out of here. Too much crime.
Anyone with information that could help investigators can contact Waterbury Police or Crime Stoppers.
I just had a baby, and that's why we're moving. I can't allow him to come outside, and it's just enough's enough.
Your reporter in Waterbury, Sierra.
Enough's enough. So anyway, a guy with like 40 convictions just killed one person and tried to kill another. Okay, I don't have time to do that today. We'll do that tomorrow maybe. It was a longer show than I thought it was going to be. That is the show for today. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Big thank you to everybody who sent in the donations. Really appreciate it. I'll be doing a gaming stream tonight, hopefully. I think it's Magic. It's Arena Power Cube tonight. You just kind of got to do it. You got to strike while the iron's hot. Is that? I don't know. It's cube time. It is what it is. You guys have a great day. I'll be back tomorrow with another show. Don't forget, Wednesday, the progress report with Arvel and Jared Taylor at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 Eastern. Wednesday, Jared Taylor, Arvel. Should be a good show. You guys have a good day. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace out.